There's a video going around talking about quitting the war within. There are a lot of points being made that are very negative, and they just hate the expansion all in all, which I think is just kind of clickbait, because every point that is made in the video honestly can be countered. He does have a couple kind of points, but overall I want to get into what the best things are about the expansion, because honestly, if you go on the forums, anything with on the worldofwarcraft.com or even Reddit, everything is kind of negative, it seems like. What I've really loved about this expansion is the leveling process. A lot of people complain about the leveling process, but to me, the point of leveling is just to get to max level. Yeah, can it be enjoyable from 70 to 80 or whatever? I do level up every freaking character and I play multiple alts and all that stuff. The leveling process is fun sometimes, but that's not what I'm playing the game to do. I'm not playing the game to level. I'm playing the game to get to end game content in PvP. I don't want to spend 4 days trying to level to max level just to get to the last part just to play the game. I don't like that. And the way the War Within has you level is a perfect amount of time, in my opinion. I really love the questing, going through every part of the map, which I'll get into because I really do love the way this map is very smooth and transitional through questing, but it leaves you enough room to go and do the dungeons, do other content, not just straight up questing to max level, because personally I have hated ever since they put walls behind quests. In order to get the fun out of endgame content, you have to do the quest. I hate quests. I love the days where you could go into a BG or something and that's the way to level. I love that. But yeah, so overall, the leveling process has been fantastic to me. I don't know why people think, oh, it's too quick. To me, that's not a bad thing. I don't see how you get pissed off at that. And then talking about the map, a lot of people were talking about flying being an issue, but to me, having dragon riding, what I really love about this expansion is that dragon riding was a given. You didn't have to get to max level. It was already a thing. Once you got the expansion, you can go and pursue the map and everything. I think the terrain is perfect for this kind of dragon riding or sky riding now, right? Through this expansion, the maps leave it plenty of altitude to kind of go in and out of everything. And I like how they did the Pathfinder being a achievement, and then you unlock the old flying, which I think is dope. I personally love the old flying as well because you can gather a lot easier with that. But the way the story went with the quests and everything, transitioning into each map, it felt like one big giant place. I could not... It kind of sucks in this point because I honestly didn't know which part of the map was which. I had to actually look and be like, oh shit, I gotta go there, right? But overall, the map is beautiful. Each part of the terrain is very distinctive. Once you understand what the map looked like, it was dope. I think Blizzard did a fantastic job with the way the story was. Now, me personally, when I say story, I mean the transitioning process of everything going through the story campaign. I personally didn't pay attention to any of the campaign. I don't really care about campaign nowadays. I am just a PvPer, and I do plan on doing some Mythic Plus raiding and all that kind of stuff later this expansion. Typically not my style, but I kind of want to give it a go because honestly, I've never really given it a go. I've always done just arenas or just battlegrounds. So I'm really excited in that portion. And then the gearing, the whole gearing system leaves you with plenty of opportunities to get to max gear. There are so many different funnels to get gear through between world quests, daily quests, any PvP, and dungeons. And now with the official release, you have so many different ways and paths to actually go and knock all this stuff out. They have done a phenomenal job making sure that your time does not go unnoticed. So, you know, you run a dungeon, you may not get a piece of gear right away, but then the next dungeon you may get 2 pieces or 3 pieces or whatever the case may be. With some good luck, you know, you get your best in slot item and so forth. But so far, the way to obtain honor seemed extremely fast. For PvP, I leveled up my elemental shaman in a couple hours, got full honor gear. Yes, I got the 4,000 honor cap, but I was able to get more honor and transfer that over to another alt. So it was very cool in that aspect, not having to grind out so much, which I love. I don't really like grinding things, but it felt very rewarding at the same time. I do wish they kind of made quicker updates. I think in the past they have been very quick with how they do things. But overall, this expansion is going wonderfully in my opinion. And if you're thinking about buying the War Within just to try it out, I say give it a shot because they did not reinvent the wheel, which is my next part. Blizzard typically seems like every expansion, they reinvent the wheel for whatever reason. They say, oh, let's update the talent tree. Oh, let's do this. Let's give the Heart of Azeroth and never use it again. So I don't understand Blizzard's thought process in the past with how they've gone about each expansion. So it's awesome that they've taken Dragonflight and said, okay, we have this tree in place, we have this system in place, this is what we're going to keep. And they kept skywriting, they kept the same talent tree, they kept the same items for the most part, and just called it something different. I love that. It's simplistic. I don't have to relearn anything. It makes it very easy to understand everything as far as gearing. The whole system is all there, and they even added a new portion for each class, 2 heroic talent trees for each class, which I think is dope. You don't need to reinvent anything. They just took something and then they made it better, which hopefully they keep that same process from the way it is now in the future. But yeah, so those are the things I've really loved about this expansion. I don't think there's really much negative things that you can say. There's going to be some tuning. The season's coming out September 10th. And after that, we can kind of get into the weeds of things a little bit more, just to kind of see how things are going to go. Thanks for watching. If you want to look at what's good and bad in PvP, I made a video right here.